Tom Fiorelli with us here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Valley View track and field, and second in the shot put at districts. Great accomplishment for you. Let's talk first about all of, doing what you do with, the throws. Not easy. You got to perfect your craft. There's a lot to it. So talk about, do you do all the throwing events?
I do all three. I mainly focus on shot because, that's been my thing from the start. But I also throw the discus and the javelin. I practice the shot the most, obviously, but disc and jav once a week, twice a week.
Big, strong kid, but, there's more to it than just being big and strong. You see some different guys and different looks do different things. So tell us a little bit about, how you got involved with throwing.
Well, my throwing coach is actually my line coach. I played football for Valley View too, and he was like, why don't you come up one day? It won't hurt. And I said, okay. And I came up and I instantly fell in love with it. It was just, track meets are, you build bonds with people that you'll never forget, and it's just awesome.
Let's talk about what year was that? Is that junior high or is that high school?
That was actually 7th grade, and that was the COVID year. So I came back the next year because I only got 2 weeks to practice, and then that's when things really went.
When you start throwing the shot put, talk about, when you're first throwing, you're throwing 20s, you're throwing 30s. Like, how did it start? Now, where are you at as you end up here at districts?
Yeah, so I started on junior high as an 8th grader. I won the Phil Tocelli junior high track meet as in 8th grade. I threw 40 feet 11 inches was my first throw. And then Coach Juanis was like, you know what, you should come up. It's not going to help you to do on JV. Just come up to varsity as a freshman. And at districts as a freshman, I threw 44 feet 11 inches, and I actually placed 3rd. Then the next year as a sophomore, I went up to 46.11 as well, and I placed 5th. And now here we are this year, 51 feet 8 inches, and I placed 2nd.
Talk about what you think you have in you, because you're throwing pretty far there at Valley View. You get over that 50 mark, things start, people start turning their heads a little. Hey, this kid's starting to get a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing a kid at States. The kid, he went to Arizona State. He threw 70. I was like, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. But in the 50s is really good. So talk about what ceiling you think you could get to. Do you feel like you have, 53 or 55 in you at some point, or is that possibly next year?
It's a good thing is while I get filmed all the time, I look at my film, I break it down, and I can find things that I can, fix, which is always a good thing because sometimes it comes to the point where, you're doing everything perfectly and there's nothing to fix. Well, I know a lot of things that I can fix, and if I work on them, I could really, go up from where I am now.
Talk about the speed in the circle, that component of it, and trying to perfect that, and knowing that could give you extra feet down the road.
Definitely. The speed is something that you have to, perfect. It's not, different forms require different speed, and it's not go really fast or, go really slow. It's kind of a pace yourself, go slow, start slow, and then really explode.
Let's talk about explosion, the strength, the weight room, the things that you need to be to, be good at the job.
Absolutely. Explosion's a big thing. I do drills for it all the time. My coach down at the weight room, he trains for football, but, he does do track stuff. It helps for both. Coach Bob Aiello, he's a really good coach. He does band work, explosion work, stuff like that. And, I feel like football as well, being in a very intense and explosive sport, really helps me, and it carries over from football to track.
Let's talk about your family, the support you get from them, and, what it's like to be you.
Oh, it's, my family is just the best. My mom, my dad, they're always there. They take off work. They come from, wherever. My brother, he brings all his friends all the time. They love coming and watching me. And, I have my uncles, they come and watch too. My grandma when she could, but the support is just immense. And, I don't even know where I'd be without it.
Talk about trying to, tell the other kids on the team, the 9th, the 10th graders, hey, you got to stay with it. Here's where I was, trying to show some leadership there at Valley View, whether it's the guys or the girls, what you're trying to do to encourage your teammates.
Definitely. My teammates, I really want them to be good too. I started as a freshman, my teammate, Danny Vizlowski, he was throwing far, and, we pushed each other all year. And once he was gone, I wanted to start to push the other kids so they could, really be as good as they could be, because I know they have potential. They definitely do. They can, if they try their best, they're going to go places.
All right, well, you still got work to do. Got
Definitely.
football season in the fall. So good to catch up with you, and congratulations.
Thank you.